Right. Hello, friends and members of the UNA USA Monterey Bay chapter. My name is Lisa Wardinger, and I'm your chapter president. Since it's been so long since we've seen so many of you, our board of directors wanted to reach out through the magic of Zoom to let you know that we're still here. We miss seeing you in person at our usual events, and that our advocacy for the United Nations continues. So there are 10 of us here to share some brief messages with you. So I hope you'll hang in here with us. So as we know, 2020 has been a year none of us will forget, and it's only half over. It's also the 75th anniversary of the United Nations. All year, our national UNA USA organization has been keeping members around the US connected with great virtual events, webinars, and even meetings with our congressional representatives. And we hope you've been able to participate in a few. As fellow UNA members, we understand the value of global cooperation and support for the critical humanitarian work and aspirations of the United Nations. We want to thank you for your membership. It's important to us. And now I'd like to pass you on to Charles.
Hi, everybody. My name is Charles Fuller. I'm talking to you from the beautiful campus of Cal State Monterey Bay. I moved back to Monterey in 2012 and started serving, joined the United Nations Association here. And for a brief period of time, served as president from like 2014 for a few years. Anyway, now these days on the board, mostly what I do is support some of the technical and graphic work that we do associated with all of the activities we have all throughout the year. One thing I would like to mention to you is that every few years we lose a board member, one or two board members. Some will retire and move away. Others who have served for many years on the board like to step down so that we can get new blood. We can get new from our membership, people who haven't served on the board or served on committees or done volunteer work can join the board. And so that opportunity exists, and we hope that you will give that some consideration. This body is a very collegial group. I think we all enjoy each other's company, which is why we greatly regret not being able to meet in person these days, but that will change eventually. As a body, we have a strong commitment to the mission of the United Nations, and we're very strong thanks to board member emeritus Larry Levine and others. The advocacy work we do is also a main part of our mission. So anyway, that's my message. But one of our other board members that we greatly missed tonight, Ron Nelson, he served for many years on the board. He wasn't able to join us tonight, but he did send a message. And so I'm just going to tell you what Ron would like you to know. He says, now more than ever, we need to join together to overcome the challenges we are facing. COVID-19, social injustice, and achieving racial equality. So that's what's on Ron's mind. Thanks a lot, and look forward to seeing you all at some point when the pandemic is over.
Hi there. Hi, everyone. I'm Mary Fisk. I'm the vice president of the chapter, and I'm also the chairwoman of the film festival, which we will have this year, although it will be virtual, as everything else is also virtual. I have been reading The Great Influenza by John Barry, and he summarizes that as the great lesson to be learned from that pandemic is that society cannot function if it is every man for himself. I would add every woman for herself. And I think that's an important moral lesson, basically. So stay safe, stay home, wear a mask, and we'll all survive this together.
Hello, everybody. My name is Larry Levine. I know many of you, and it's a shame that we can't see each other in person more often these days. I was the longtime president of the chapter. I'm currently the advocacy chair. I hope you're staying engaged with international affairs through Zooms and webinars, and of course the television also. Our mission in UNA is to build understanding and support for the work of the United Nations. And far beyond this current global pandemic of COVID-19, the United Nations is active all over the world in many different fields, even as we speak. It's very important that we stay engaged and stay supportive. I can't think of another time in the history of the United Nations that there have been so many challenges facing the organization at once, and such strained relations with our own country and our own government. It's important that we stay a strong force in support of international engagement and in support of the work of the United Nations. As part of our advocacy work, just this week, a group of us had a very good meeting with our Congressman Jimmy Panetta, who is very supportive of the kinds of issues that we that are our priorities that we talked about: global health, climate change, migration, human rights, agriculture, and others. We also participated with other UNA leaders around California in meetings with the foreign affairs staffs of both Dianne Feinstein and Kamala Harris, our two senators. So we're staying involved, and we hope you will too, and join us at the other side of this pandemic, whenever that may be, in person. Thank you.
Hello, members and friends of UNA Monterey Bay. My name is Boyd Haight. I serve as the secretary of the board and also work with Larry on advocacy. I joined the board a year ago upon my return to the US after working overseas for the UN Food and Agriculture Organization for 35 years. I have seen firsthand what a difference the UN can make in helping countries and their peoples make progress on the sustainable development goals. And I feel strongly that working through the UNA USA, we can all help to influence our representatives in government and all people that the UN has value to helping the world work together and addressing problems such as COVID-19. So I'd like to thank you for your support, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Hey everyone, this is Christina Wright from Salinas. I'm a film, television, and drama instructor, as well as a character education and leadership development facilitator. This is my first year on the UNA board, and I serve on our International Documentary Film Festival Committee and Youth Education Committee, and I'm also the editor of our e-newsletter. Wow, what a crazy time our world is going through right now. But one silver lining that I'm seeing is that we're really learning a lot about how to live more sustainably. And we're also seeing just how interconnected we are as one human family. And of course, the greatest silver lining is that we have each other to get through this. So my wish for each of you is please don't lose hope. There is still so much we can do to contribute to the betterment of our world and support the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. And our world needs our contribution now more than ever. I send all of my warmest greetings to each of you, and I wish you and yours much health, safety, and love. Take care.
Thank you, Christina. My name is Sandra Tarian. I am serving on the board for my second term, and I have very much enjoyed engaging with this board and meeting many of the members at many of the events. One event that I got to attend previously was the Global Engagement Summit in New York in 2018 at the UN headquarters. And I had been planning to go again this year. And of course, as everything else that was scheduled in March, it went by the wayside. But it has given me a chance to reconnect with much of my UN work with reading and a reminder of the Sustainable Development Goals. And one of them, number 3, is good health and well-being. And we're all staying home, staying healthy. And here, peace is in our hands, reminding about the other issues as well, environmental issues and global advocacy for all of the Sustainable Development Goals. And there is also a big effort on nuclear non-proliferation. I can say that straight. And when I was in New York, I got to go to the UN headquarters again. I used to live there and fortunately had been able to visit many times. Here's a picture of the UN Plaza. And then there's the statue that was given by Luxembourg of the gun tied in a knot, that there should not be violence. And in the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, if you can see this, she was the advocate for the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And some of you have been to the Human Rights Day luncheon, you've picked up this nifty little booklet, and she speaks in beautiful language. And I have a small quote that I keep that's reminding that human rights begin close to home. So stay well, stay healthy, and we love to see you at events when we can meet again, and be well. Thank you.
Committee. I follow the UN goals for sustainable development quite closely. I've been interested in solar and wind energy since the 1980s when I was recruited into the Peace Corps. I was a volunteer serving in Morocco and working on demonstrating renewable energy systems at the Center for Development of Renewable Energy in Marrakesh. We installed wind turbines at an agricultural cooperative for pumping water in the desert. Here's an image of that, if you can see it. And I was really grateful to learn about a lot of the projects we did became very successful in Morocco. Morocco now has many wind farms and the largest solar power plants in the world. Remember, my motto is think globally, act locally. And I want to thank you all for being members of our United Nations group here. Thank you.
Greetings, dear members and friends of the Monterey Bay chapter. I am Sabino Morera, originally from Costa Rica. I am an international educator here in Monterey, and I'm on the education committee of the chapter. I am currently taking a course on global citizenship education with the University for Peace in Costa Rica so that I can pass it on to my students in the near future. As a new and excited board member, I would like to take this opportunity to invite you to reach within ourselves so that we can cultivate inner peace, but also to reach out with empathy and compassion to tackle the current global challenges. Let's bring out the leader within us so that we can act locally and internationally in keeping with the UN principles through multilateralism, international cooperation, and in harmony with our planet, and most importantly, with one another. Thank you for your support, and I look forward to working with all of you. Paz y saludos fraternales.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joan Condon, and I'm the treasurer, and I get to write the checks and balance the accounts. I also work with an international NGO, and my work is with grassroots people in various countries around the world. So for me, the Sustainable Development Goals are very, very important because I see the need for them as I work around the world. And then during this pandemic, I see my friends and colleagues around the world also having to shelter in place. So the work of WHO is very, very important. I want to thank you all for being members of the UN, and please stay safe and stay well and keep your spirits up, and together we will get through this and move into a new normal, hopefully with more justice and peace.
Thank you, Joan. I'm Phil Cisneros. I'm an executive leadership consultant and also I'm a board member and honored to be one. Just wanted to say what a privilege it is to represent you. And we have wonderful people on our board here, as you've heard already, that do a marvelous job of demonstrating the work of the United Nations through your commitment. I just renewed my membership recently, another year, of course, and I invite you to continue to renew yours. So please do that and continue to be committed to the work of the United Nations. As has been said already, it's more than ever. We need that kind of support and participation. I have 3 C's I'll leave you with. Care. Care for one another. Care for the planet. Care for humanity. The second C is committed. Stay committed to your commitment to the world and to humanity and the work of the United Nations. Thirdly, stay connected. Make phone calls to friends that you haven't heard from. Email people. Do a Zoom session or whatever it takes to stay connected. And stay healthy and wear those masks and wash those hands. But I just wanted to tell you thank you for allowing me to represent you on the board.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you to all the board members that were here tonight and for your wonderful comments and for your wonderful service for many years. There was one board member that couldn't be here tonight, and that's Dr. Jan Black. And she wanted me to send her love and her appreciation to all the members for everything that you do, and hopes to continue working with you in the future. So now, again, we want to thank you for your membership, and we want to wish you all good health and happiness, and we look forward to staying in touch. Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone. Everyone can unmute and say goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, and we should be
Bye,
very
everyone.
Bye now.
Safe.
Sato,
Stay healthy.
up to you.
Yeah.